right, guys, this is the outside view of the setup. Works out pretty good. Show you the bracket. Worked out good. That bracket's not going anywhere. Again, originally I was going to not have a quick release. I designed the bracket bolts to miss my bracket, but when I went to the quick release system, the bolt pattern's different, and I had to make room for a bolt that's right on my bracket. So you know what they say, all the best laid plans of mice and men. But anyway, it worked out. We don't lose any strength, and good conversation piece. But again, you can kind of see on the bottom here what we did. I can always cut this off if I want, but I take a lot of waves over the front, and I'm hoping this will maybe relieve some of the wave stress that this might hit. We go in and out of Oregon Inlet and Hatteras Inlet, and it can be pretty rough in the mornings going out, and it's pretty common to take a couple waves over the bow. Anyway, hope it works. We have yet to test run it, but everything's hooked up. All right, guys, this is the KRAKEN mount. Worked out pretty good. This is the 90-inch. We made this bracket here. I'll go over that in a minute. Mounted the KRAKEN brace right there. I installed a safety attachment, so I can tie a safety line to there. Worked out pretty good. A little bit about this bracket. This is custom made. I can weld aluminum, and which helps. This thing is through bolted. It works out pretty good because there's a bulkhead going right through here. You have to make sure your bolts miss all that. But it is through bolted, not screwed down, and it's sitting on top of a silicone gasket that I bought from Amazon. Worked out pretty good. I really like that silicone gasket. I even put it right here. I originally was not going to put a quick release on this unit, but last minute I decided to do it. This is just grease that I've sprayed on everything. I haven't cleaned it off yet, but that's all that is. But I decided to make it longer, maybe give it a little more protection. I don't know. I take a lot of waves over the front in rough seas, so I thought that might help break up the waves. Anyway, this is it. Give you an overview. Worked out really well. That's a 3/8 inch plate on top, 1/4 inch aluminum vertical mounted to the deck. All right, moving up the front, which everyone wants to see, is my KRAKEN setup. Decided to put it into the anchor well. See, I divvied out a hole there and a groove and fiberglassed it. I put a electrical box here, and that comes out right behind the cabinet. I like this plug because it screws in. The KRAKEN bracket that I made, if you go in here, I've got we were able to get the backside of it with this deck plate, and then I installed this deck plate so I could bolt my KRAKEN mount down. Just got through installing the lithium battery setup for my KRAKEN trolling motor. This is a 100 amp or 100 AH lithium battery. Got from Amazon, pretty reasonable price. You can kind of see what it is there. 60 amp breaker. This is the 110 charger that comes with this battery setup. This thing is Bluetooth. Seems to be pretty nice. we'll see how well it does with longevity. And moving up, this is my console. As you can see, I've changed this console. It's really worked good. It made these marine plastic door units, and works out really great. This is a DC to DC charger that I have installed. If you go back in here, here is the 110 outlet hookup for charging at the dock. And this DC to DC is for charging while we're running. I hope it all works out. I made this shelf for it, and I've got some storage underneath. You can see my foot where I keep an extra pump. You can kind of see under here. Anyway, that box is a emergency pump in case we need it. So that's a good place to store it. And but this is the starboard side with the all the pumps behind my feet here. Turned out to be a good place. But we ran the wire up along here underneath the bench pad, and it goes on around and just goes underneath the pad, and then we got it behind the cabinet going through the anchor locker. All right, moving to the outside. Again, this is the 110 hookup here. We put it right there, out of the way. It's waterproof and doesn't get a lot of water right there anyway. And ran the DC to DC wiring on through underneath, and we've got a breaker for that right here. That's a 40 amp breaker that we can turn it on and off with. Right there, worked out pretty good.